What's up, everybody? I'm Cody. Welcome to the Conspiracy Patriot Podcast, #1 podcast in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Not yet, though. You guys like my new fancy setup? I just moved into a studio already. No, I'm just kidding. Not yet, though. So, I wanted to start off by talking about Trump's march tomorrow in D.C., which I heard there's going to be like a million people or so there, and I wish I could be there, but you know, your boy's got to pay rent somehow, so I got to go to work tomorrow, and I heard that old Mayor Bowser is trying to shut everything down, and what do you know, Mayor Bowser gets the Pentagon to approve a request to deploy the National Guard for a Trump rally. You know, because, Trump supporters are always just going out and fucking things up, burning buildings down, beating the shit out of people all the time, unlike BLM and Antifa, such nice people. Such nice people, Yeah, but call the National Guard for Trump supporters. And what does she say here? Let's see. Made the request Thursday in a letter addressed to Major General William Walker, the commanding general, DC, in which she referenced protests in the city in November and December that resulted in a large influx of participants, violence, and criminal activity. Now, was that Trump supporters? Or was that BLM and Antifa, beating the shit out of people, just for, black and white people? It don't matter what color you are, but if you support Trump, you son of a bitch, we're gonna get you. Because that's how they play. So, apparently Mayor Bowser has been trying to shut everything down. She's trying to close all the restaurants. She's trying to close all the hotels, close the streets down. Somebody told me that she ain't getting porta potties and stuff like that, which is crazy. I mean, it'll just be LA, people shitting and pissing on the streets, I guess. But, and then, I guess a bunch of hotels are shutting down as well because BLM threatened these hotels that if they would have any Trump supporters in the hotel, if they would allow any Trump supporters to stay in those hotels, that, I don't know, they'd probably fucking burn it down. So these, pussy hotels, said, okay, BLM, whatever you say, we're not racist, I promise. We're not racist. So, and that brings me to, and then there's, I saw here on Insta that, one momento, look at that, heads up to patriots in DC, hey, I'm a patriot, but, they've already started dumping bricks for construction purposes. Be safe and watch your back. What a coincidence. What a fucking coincidence. And I guarantee, who wants to bet that BLM and Antifa, I guarantee if BLM and Antifa end up showing up, which I'm sure they will, because, they think there's a million fucking white supremacists out in the street and they're gonna fucking kill everybody. So, They dropped off bricks so people can start beating the shit out of each other with it, which is weird because here and I probably shouldn't say where I live, but a town over from me, there's a bunch of rednecks and shit around where I live, and a town over from me, there was after the whole George Floyd incident and the Breonna Taylor incident, there's people having protests for BLM and stuff like that, and what do you know, there was a pile of bricks right in the square town, right in the middle of the square. just a pile of fucking bricks. So I guess people can just go and destroy shit, which is, and then you ask that, like, why is it your right to just go and destroy people's hard-earned, shit that they worked their whole lives to build, and like restaurants, their houses, anything really. Like, how can you as a moral person go and light their shit on fire, pull them out of, not even knowing if they support your cause or not, just because because you're so angry and oppressed, you want to go and pull people out of their restaurants, burn their restaurants. Isn't it funny that BLM and Antifa was actually burning black people's buildings down? How's that helping you? And people don't realize that, guess what? More black people were killed from the recent, 2020 BLM riots than all black unarmed people were shot by police in 2019. And so, what's the? It just doesn't make sense to me. So, oh yeah, and then here's a video. I saw another video of these people on a plane. It was just full of Trump supporters. They all had masks on, which I guess in a flight you got, a plane you have to now or whatever, which is why I wouldn't. I'm telling you, since the beginning of this pandemic, I have not wore a mask once. Not one time. Okay, maybe one time I went to the liquor store, and the guy was being a douche, and I had to get my Jack Daniels, so I just fucking put the mask on. But now I just sent my girlfriend in because I ain't putting the mask on. And last time I went into Walmart, because I heard my friends were telling me that they're stopping you at Walmart, and it was like, hey, you got a mask, you got a mask, and I was like, ooh, like I wanna be a part of this, like I wanna. Because nobody said anything to me yet. And everybody, like my brother, my friends, and everybody's like, oh yeah, people keep telling me what. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for it. So me and my girl, go into Walmart. And here's this young little Nazi, good little Nazi girl. She says, do you guys have face coverings? I said, nope. And I just kept walking. She said, you guys need to have face masks. And I said, no, we don't. And she said, yeah, you do. You need to have face masks. You need to have face masks. And, and I was just like, I just pretty much ignored her, and I kept walking. And here she goes, gets on her fucking little, radio thing and starts telling the managers my description. Like, do you think that they had a meeting and they were like, all right, so we got to tell people they can't wear a mask. Who wants to do it? And she's like, oh, I do. Nazi. You'd be a good little. I wanted to say some shit like that. Like, you'd be a good little Nazi. But anyways, sorry, I keep getting off topic, but here's this. Traitor! They're yelling at Mitt Romney. So that was a video of a bunch of Trump supporters on a plane yelling at Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, he's a traitor. Because he's a punk-ass biatch. And, let's see. I wanted to show you something else. It also might be a little off topic. But, I mean, we're all over the place tonight. Okay. And I don't even want to get started on Joe Biden. Like, I just... and if you support Biden, okay, go ahead. But I don't get it. I don't get it. And number one, everybody has seen, Trump rallies and how packed they are. And everybody saw Joe Biden's rally, and they had to they had to social distance because only 10 people would show up, and they wanted to make it seem like, they were doing the right thing for COVID. So anyway, here's dipshit Joe Biden.
This is not an exaggeration, Georgia. The whole nation is looking to you to lead us forward, for real. You know it. You cannot turn on any national television show without knowing about what's going on here and what you all are doing.
What's going on,
Joe? The power is literally in your hands. Unlike any time in my career, one state can chart the course, not just for the next 4 years, but for the next generation. By electing John and the Reverend, you can make an immediate difference in your own lives, the lives of the people all across this country, because their election will put an end to the block in Washington, that $2,000
hold on.
Stimulus check.
I had to let him finish. So you're telling me that it's the Republicans that are blocking the $2,000 stimulus? I'm pretty positive that Trump is the one that suggested the whole thing. And he is sitting here telling these people again and again, that's all they do, is they just promise, and then as soon as they get your vote, they say, fuck you. With Joe Biden, number one, BLM, of course, they were so happy that they got supposedly Trump out, and Joe Biden is a president-elect. They were so happy about it. They posted it on Instagram and all this shit. And then guess what? 32 days later, they posted on Instagram. It's been 32 days since we've gotten a hold of Kamala and Joe to sit down and discuss things, and we haven't heard a word. You know why? Because you were played. They don't give a fuck about you. And we've been telling them for how fucking long. Joe Biden don't give a fuck about you, and Kamala Harris don't give a fuck about you. So, and now they're telling these Georgians or whatever that if you elect old Warnock, old wife abuser or whatever, and old teenage John Ossoff, that if you vote for them, you'll get the $2,000 stimulus check. Yeah, broken promises, Joe. Broken promises. And then, okay, on to my next one. I want to talk about, in Congress, they're passing a legislation to get rid of the terms father, daughter, mother, son, grandmother, grandfather. They want to get rid of it. And guess what? It passed. 217 to 206. It passed. Well, it's only in the halls of Congress. I guess you can't use those fucking terms. What the fuck? Okay. So, and then I'm assuming you guys probably saw this. Let's watch this a second.
Is violating these new rules. And no one more flagrantly than a member of Congress and part-time preacher called Emmanuel Cleaver. He did it just yesterday when he led the House in prayer. Watch.
Peace even in this chamber, now and evermore. We ask it in the name of the monotheistic God, Brahma, and God known by many names, by many different faiths. A man and a woman.
A man and a woman. Do they really think that amen, the word amen, was meant to just fuck women, amen, It's just fuck. Amen was derived from the Hebrew amen, which means certainty, truth, also means so it be, it is so. and they're trying to get rid of the roles, the men and the women. They're trying to get rid of all that, which is why apparently there's like 100 genders and shit like that now. But everybody it's just, we'll finish this because I'm just...
Amen and a woman. So if you thought amen was an ancient affirmation that had nothing at all to do with biological sex, stand corrected. How does this empower women exactly? That's a question that Tulsi Gabbard, who is a former congresswoman from Hawaii, a Democrat.
Tulsi is bringing a bill to Congress to make it illegal for biological males to compete in women's sports. Atta girl Tulsi, because if you really give a shit about women, why in the hell would you let a man compete? Everybody knows, unless you're really a moron, everybody knows that there are extreme differences between an actual man and an actual woman, biologically. And it's just ridiculous that you would because if you're going to let a man compete against a woman, that takes away that woman's chances of possibly making it somewhere, I don't know, making it to the Olympics or, making it pro or anything like that because of a man, And I thought everybody hated fucking men, but not if you're a man that wants to be a woman. No, we love you.
Has been pondering. She introduced a bill last year to stop biological males from participating in women's sports. That bill is expected to be introduced later this month. And we said we didn't mean it because until January 20th, she still serves. And we're thankful for that. Congresswoman, thanks for joining us tonight. So how does it
Thank you, Tucker.
empower women to ban the acknowledgement that women exist?
It absolutely does the very opposite of that. And it's the height of hypocrisy for people who claim to be the champions of rights for women to deny the very biological existence of women. And this recent rule change that the House just actually voted and passed on today that you were talking about, removing references to, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters from congressional rules and administration, it's mind-blowing because it shows just how out of touch with reality and the struggles of everyday Americans people in Congress are, but also it shows that, their first act as this new Congress could have been to make sure that elderly Americans are able to get the COVID vaccine now alongside frontline healthcare workers, elderly Americans who have the highest mortality rates from this virus. But instead of doing something that could actually help save people's lives, they're choosing instead to say, well, you can't say mother or father in any of this congressional language.
That is what your politicians are worried about. Somebody calling somebody father or mother, and then they are worried about people's feelings because, God forbid, you call somebody mother or father. How dare you? How dare you in front of me? It's just ridiculous. This is what the politicians are doing. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't care about us, which obviously the stimulus package proved that. The fact that they're sending millions and millions of dollars to Pakistan for transgender equality or something like that. Literally, they're just funneling money. That's it. I thought, if you just want to help the American people, just help the fucking American people. You ain't gotta go and send fucking it was probably more than 2 billion, probably 10 billion. Even more, I don't know, I gotta look it up. But billions of dollars to other countries when your own people are fucking starving, they're fucking dying from abuse, they're dying from, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, kids are fucking getting beat, kids are starving, and nobody seems to give a fuck. Alright, I gotta stop talking about that, because I'll talk about COVID and what I think about all that bullshit next time. So, farewell, and please please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will be back very shortly. And please, I know I need to start editing, and my buddy's gonna start helping me here, so just cut me some slack on this whole fucking this part thing. Alright, thank you. Have a good night. Peace out.